exceptional win by Wout Poels. His second Vuelta España stage win, Sean, but the first time he got to cross the line first.
Yes, and in what way he crossed the line there, because the company was with, Remco, you know, was the big favourite there, and he's just a cute fox. He just knows how to
cute fox, I like that.
Just position yourself, just when you know the moment, bang, and that's what he did. And we could see Remco was coming, but this stage was 2 metres too short.
I was worried what you were going to say there, Sean. That's a play in an Irish saying, isn't it? Anyway, what about that, though? A photo finish at the end of 208 kilometres, Adam. This sport is bonkers, isn't it?
It is bonkers, and at this point here, they went through 500 to go there. You can see the sign here, 300 to go, they're just coming past, but Wout knew exactly what he was doing. Robbie was saying on commentary, you need to watch out for Wout Poels. He is a very, very fast sprinter for what he looks like, but all Dutchmen are, really. I do have the Veloview, so I'll run through it a little bit better and show you actually how he won it and how that decision he made going into the corner reflected on this, because that win there, it is really a tactical masterclass of how to beat someone that is ultimately, you know, he's going to be a little bit quicker than you. He's incredible.
He tried lots of different ways as well, didn't he? He tried the all steady, get in the break, stay in the break, but he tried several attacks to try to distance Remco and all the rest before getting that far.
Yeah, he did distance Remco. It's a strange one, that, on the climb, because you'd assumed from Soudal Quickstep doing so much work with their 3 other riders that were in the breakaway, Catania, Knox, Vivacchia. We'll hand this over to Sean very shortly indeed. I think he's got quite a lot to say on that.
He has had, watching it anyway.
Poels was really strong on the climb. It was brought back and we had this group of 5 over the top, but you knew that he was just assessing how he was going to win, like Adam said, against a rider that this year has been faster than him on paper. And it was a masterclass, you know, in terms of going into that corner.
Don't explain too much, I've got the Veloview.
All right.
Don't go into too much.
Go ahead.
Go ahead then.
Are we ready to do it? Right, let's do it. So this is with about 500 metres to go. As you can see, Wout Poels on the back here, Remco on the wrong side of the wheel already. There's nowhere for him to go, no space whatsoever. So if he wants to accelerate, there is nowhere to go. He's going to have to brake and then go back out that way. As I said, coming into the corner, and this is the moment here where Wout Poels just gives himself a little bit of room, accelerates down the outside. No one's got any room to react. Remco goes, but just look at this gap here already. Comes out the corner. He's got 6 or 7 metres already. He's already going 2-3 k's an hour quicker. And Remco's just on the back foot, and you can see a little look over the shoulder there by Poels. Gets going, and Remco's still not making any ground on him just yet. It's at this point where he starts to knock down the gears, get on top of it. But here, just as he crosses over that slight little bit, the road starts to dip down. So the road is going downhill now. So that speed that he's already got, it's going to be even harder for Remco to close. It's not on a hill. He can't use that brute force of power. So it's not only the corner that Wout Poels used, it's knowing that finish, knowing that it goes up and then drops back down into the finish that really aided him all the way to the finish line to just be able to snag it on the line. It was a good 20-second sprint, that. So it's a long sprint, but I think that's, for me, if you could show a sprint to people who needed to learn how to sprint or watch what to do and learning about the road in front of you, Wout Poels is a great example of that, using that corner massively to advantage, knowing how wide it runs, but also the terrain slightly up, knows he's got that little bit of extra speed coming out the corner, over the top of the hill. If he's still got a gap, it's going to be incredibly hard for someone to capture. So it's just, there's nothing you can say you should have done differently in that finish.
I think
there is.
So you thought.
Yeah. Wout Poels, he did, you know, do it perfectly. Dream run in. But we could see when Wout attacked, Remco had the space to move, and he tried to move. But Wout, he just had an amazing power there. He went into that corner, came out of the corner, and we could see Remco, he was struggling. So I think on the climb, Remco had to go deep, and he just hadn't got that real power to close him down the end. So Wout Poels, tactically brilliant, but also he had a lot of power, a lot to give there in that sprint.
I think Remco would have been tired, but I also feel like Poels had the extra speed going into that corner because of where he'd attacked. And I think if we look at it again, I don't think Remco felt comfortable in being out of the saddle through the corner. So like Adam said, he was already going faster and carrying that speed through the corner. We can check it here again now. I think, yeah, he gets back in the saddle, you see, because he's on the inside, having to make room for himself. He has to take the tighter line. And so whilst he does react initially, he gets back in the saddle, and that's not because he hasn't got the legs, that's because he feels like it might be dangerous for him to be out the saddle going flat out through the corner. And that's why the gap opens up as much as it does. Too big in the end for Remco Evenepoel to close. But like Adam says, there's so much that you can learn as a young rider watching races like this. because obviously power to weight is important, and that's what's going to get you to the pro ranks in the first place. And there's so much data that you can use back at home on your own, indoors, outdoors, with power meters, etc. But winning bike races is more than just power to weight. I think if you're Vinegar, if you get to that level, you're going to win a lot of bike races, whether you've got tactical nous or not. But if you're of Wout Poels' level, which is still extremely high, but on a level with other world-class bike riders, you need to know tactics like that so that you can make the most of your career.